If you're listening to this episode, I bet you're wondering what behaviors you're doing that keep you from getting your needs met and ending up in situationship after situationship. I got you. I've created a situationship quiz and I'm so excited about it. Take the quiz to discover more behaviors and more tips for navigating situationships, because I know you're in more than one right now. No judgment, boo-boo. I used to have 5 situationships at a time. Yes. So you're not alone. You can find the quiz at www.dontea.co/quiz. That's DONTEA.co/quiz. I'll drop it in the show notes as well. Okay, back to the episode. If you're listening to this episode, I bet you're wondering what behaviors you're doing that keep you from getting your needs met and ending up in situationship after situationship. I got you. I've created a situationship quiz and I'm so excited about it. Take the quiz to discover more behaviors and more tips for navigating situationships, because I know you're in more than one right now. No judgment, boo-boo. I used to have 5 situationships at a time. Yes. So you're not alone. You can find the quiz at www.dontea.co/quiz. That's DONTEA.co/quiz. I'll drop it in the show notes as well. Okay, back to the episode. They were integrated into your life, so to think about them is beyond normal. To wonder if you made the right choice is beyond normal. To sit and fantasize about them is beyond normal, because I'll tell you what, they're doing the same thing. Hey loves, my name is Dontea and I'm your fave self-worth therapist and coach. And this is my show, Situationship. This show is about getting out of toxic situationships that go beyond partners to family and friends and everything in between, to living a life of joy and self-worth. Okay, let's get into it. We are gonna talk about exes today. Exes today. We're talking about exes today, because you know you want to talk about your exes today. I mean, why not, right? Like, seriously, why not? It's the holiday season. I already know what's going on. Because it's me, baby. I've done it. I used to do it all the time. It's holiday season, which means we are going to be thinking about our exes. We're going to be determining if this relationship is going to go forward. We are going to be thinking like, do I want to be single? Did I make the right choice? Should we get back together? He didn't take me home to meet his parents. So I don't know. What does that mean? I have no idea, right? And so we start doubting our decision if we should have actually left that situationship alone, right? Because what else happens is the New Year's are coming up. The New Year's are coming up. What? The New Year is coming up, and we want to be like, I'm not taking any of that negativity into the new year. Okay, so if we talked about not calling our ex, not calling our situationship bae, this is how we can do that. This is how we can stay on track to not call the ex during the holiday season. And like everything else I always say, if you decide to hit up your situationship bae, if you decide to hit up your ex-partner, because holidays can be hard for a lot of us, and you just want comfort, right? I understand that. I won't judge you. Come on back and we'll talk about it, okay? Like, it's okay. So let's get into how to stop calling your ex during this holiday season, how to like really focus on self during this season, right? So that's what we're gonna get into today. All right. Here we go. All right. So let's just start it off, right? How's it go? Let's start this party off right. Whatever, however that goes. Anyways, so what we're talking about today is like, it is beyond, I really want to stress this. It is beyond normal to wonder about your ex. Beyond normal. This was someone who shared a life with you, who had access to you, whether that's emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, right? Business, whatever. Like, they were integrated into your life. So to think about them is beyond normal. To wonder if you made the right choice is beyond normal. To sit and fantasize about them is beyond normal, because I'll tell you what, they're doing the same thing. Okay? And even when we fantasize about reuniting to try again, right? There are so many moments after you leave a relationship, whether it be a situationship or not, where you often wonder if you made the right choice. Period. I've done it with every relationship. Wondering like, should you go back? Should I keep it where it's at? Okay. So we'll be talking about this today. Sit tight, buckle in. I will help you decide. Okay. Because before you've made a solid decision on your ex, the back and forth of trying to decide on giving it another shot can be very anxiety provoking and even stir up self-doubt, right? Stirs it all up, and it messes with your initial decision making. Messes with that, like, okay, this is my intentional decision, so I'm going to do. It messes with that. So maybe your wants have changed, right? Maybe that's what happened. You're like, I got it. This has to end. Or maybe you agreed to the ending of it, right? Maybe he changed. Maybe he changed because it has been 2 weeks. So maybe that's enough time for someone to change. Maybe that's enough time for someone to finally respect your values, or respect you, finally respect your boundaries. Maybe that's enough time. So then it gets you thinking like, it's been 2 weeks. Okay. So, let's give it another shot. Let me hit this person up and let's see if we can try this again. Things will be different. It's only been 2 weeks. It's plenty of time, right? So once you become clear on going back to him or not, letting go of wishy-washy boundaries and self-doubt, your indecisiveness will become a thing of the past, right? Once you get really clear on what are the reasons that I will go back, what are the reasons that I'm not going back, right? The indecisiveness BS will be a thing of the past. Trust me. Like, come on. So you'll also be feeling very clear-minded, focused. You'll be feeling hopeful. That's like my biggest thing I want for you. I want you to feel hopeful about your future and your decision-making. So let's just keep getting into it. Here are 4 questions to help you decide whether your ex is worth calling again. So to not go back and forth on boundaries with the guy you're dating, we must first understand the desire to set the boundary and the desire to lower the boundary. What is that thing that's keeping me going after setting this boundary in the first place, right? And then there's that space of what is this thing that happens internally, even externally as well. However, you know how I do. It's all about internal stuff here. Internally, what are those things that's happening with me where I want to then lower my boundary, right? So instead of my usual tip form, I'm going to give these goodies, my goodies. You already know I had to. I hope you're singing with me. So I'm going to give my goodies in a different way. It's going to be in a self-reflection question form. So I'm going to present questions to you, and I just want you to reflect on it. Feel free to write it down. Whatever you got to do, come back to this later. I want you to really sit down and reflect around it. Question 1. What's happening during the boundary setting? What's happening? For example, are you frustrated with a cycle that keeps repeating itself? Are you expecting more than he is giving and tired of being let down? Right? Like, so what's the thing that is happening within the relationship where you feel like I need to set a boundary with this person? Okay. Question 2. What's happening when you adjust the boundary? Like, what's the reason for the adjustment? I'm not saying adjusting boundaries is not a good thing. I mean, I think boundaries need to consistently be looked at. Do I need to make adjustments here or not? both and. Can I make adjustments and could I keep them where they're at? So what's happening when adjusting the boundary? So another example would be, are you being told the behavior will change, right? Like, I'll change, I'll work on that. Yeah, you're right. I'll get better. I'll X, Y, Z, whatever the promise is, right? Just wait until X amount of time. Wait, give me 4 weeks, or give me 2 days or whatever it is. So in that space, do you adjust your boundary to meet his comfort? Is that what it's about? Right? Or what if the boundary is like, I'm sorry, I'm just always going to forget to call you back. So then is it like, okay, maybe my boundary shouldn't be always call me back when you say, maybe my boundary would just be, as long as you call me the next day. Whatever it is, whatever you decide, thinking about what is this reason, what's happening for me to adjust the boundary. Because in this situation, this example, it's lowering your standards, right? Really think about that. Question 3, 4 questions, by the way. So I'm going to give them to you. I'm going to pull it out and you're going to be great. Okay. Question 3, what happens when you're reminded of why you set the boundary, right? When we set boundaries, and then, because let me just pause for a moment. I said it before, I'm going to just keep saying it. Setting boundaries is part 2, honestly. I think there are many parts before that. I'm just going to just keep it simple. I think part 1 is really identifying what needs to happen, right? Really identifying what I'm feeling inside when X behavior happens to me, right? Or whatever that is. And then part 2 is setting the boundary. Part 3, I feel like is the most important part, the most challenging part. Part 3 is upholding the boundary. Like, no, this is the boundary. This is the boundary, right? We're not gonna go around it, right? So for me, when it comes to upholding that boundary, that's when you're tested to be like, well, do I really need this boundary? Why did I set this boundary? Because I'm telling you, people, including myself, this is just how it works. When you set a boundary, people are going to be used to not stopping at that boundary. They're not used to even being there. So they're going to try to knock it down. They're going to try to bust it open, or, they're going to try to ignore it or whatever. Right. So when that happens, sometimes we can easily question ourselves, like, maybe I shouldn't have this boundary, whatever. So maybe we want to lower it. So my question to you is, what happens when you're reminded of why you set that boundary? Example, did you have enough of, were you fed up with the feeling of being lonely? Like, oh, dang, this is hard. And it's Christmas Day, or people are having Christmas parties, or there are cute Christmas events in the city. And I want to go with someone. I don't want to be lonely. Right. Maybe you're horny. I get it. Especially if you got days off work, you're trying to like get it in. I understand it. Eggnog, liqueur, Trader Joe's. I get it. I understand. You want to be touched, felt on, whatever that is. Right. So you allow yourself to reach out to him because I'm feeling lonely. I'm feeling horny. I want someone to cuddle with. I want someone to watch these holiday movies with. I baked all these cookies and I want someone to eat them, and I want him to eat them, because then we can be together again and then we can be in this pretend moment. Right. So you two chat. You hit him up. And by the second text, he already reminds you exactly why you set the initial boundary. Oh, it happens every time, right? Like, this is why I set the boundary. This is why. Because that behavior that you just did, sir. That's why this boundary's here. Whatever that behavior could be. Start talking to you crazy, or wasn't being respectful. Said I'll call you right back and didn't. Talk for 2 seconds. I used to date a guy like that. We get on the phone. We literally would talk for maybe 2 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes, and like clockwork, he always had to go. Oh, I gotta go. I'll call you right back. Or sometimes he would just answer and say, hey, I'll hit you right back. And then wouldn't. Hours would go by. And then who's calling? Me. Hey, what's up? Did you forget about me? Hello. Right? So whatever that behavior that person did is the same behavior that got you to set the initial boundary. So now that we're reminded of that again, here we are. So that was a long way to get to, so I'm remind you of what that question was. So question 3 is, what happens when you're reminded of why you set the boundary? Okay. Question 4, last question. What's the feeling when you set the boundary again? What's the feeling when you set the boundary again? Right? We're going with this example we have. I hit him up, I sent him a text. He does that behavior. The behavior for my example would be, hey, I'll call you back, and doesn't, right? That's just kind of the same thing. Like, do not answer if you don't have the space to talk to me, right? So when that behavior happens again, where I really need to have that boundary to protect myself, because boundaries is all about protecting yourself. It's all about you, baby, all the time. So what happens to you? What's that feeling when you set the boundary again? Because we lowered it. So just for the comfort of others, to get our needs met, which I understand. And now we're here again. So you're feeling, for me, when that happens, and you can probably relate to this too, you're feeling disappointed in yourself for going back. Maybe you're kicking yourself for going back to him when deep down you knew he hadn't changed. Yet you had to see for yourself. And I want to pause here because I think that is so important, right? We're all curious. We all want to see if this person really understood what I meant. We all want to see if this person really heard my cry of my boundary. We all want to see did that time when I cried in front of him the last time when I said this really hurt me. And he said, I'm so sorry. I hate to see you cry. And you're like, okay. And then you give it some time to air out and you miss him, right? And you want to see if things change. I get that. I go forth, right? You need to find out for yourself. I want you to know that you have permission to do that. And when you do that, and if you are reminded of the reason why you set the boundary in the first place, again, because he did that same thing again that you were like, oh, I can't deal with this anymore. And yet I'm here. Be easy on yourself. You wanted to find out for yourself. You wanted to feel it for yourself, right? You wanted to see. You wanted to really get clear on it. When you get clear on it, when you're reminded that this person still has not changed, let's keep that boundary up because you're protecting yourself. In another podcast episode, I think I'll just talk about because I feel like the question that could be coming up for some of us, for some of you would be, well, how do I know when they've changed? Well, I'll talk about that. So just thinking about that, right? So what's the feeling when you set the boundary again? I don't want you to feel those negative feelings forever. Sometimes we got to feel it to be reminded again, okay, this is why this boundary is here because I feel like this and I don't want to keep feeling like this and you keep doing that. So here we are, right? So now that you had the 4 questions, by answering these 4 reflective questions, you've been able to make a decision on whether to give it one more shot with your ex or leave it alone for good. You have the option to give it one more shot and you have an option to leave it alone. Try not to say the word or as much. So just give that some thought, right? Now that we've gone through the questions, is this something that I want to spend time on? Is this something that I need to have in my life right now? Right? It's about you again. Like I say many times, my dearest love, I've been there. I'm the girl who needed to be dragged through the mud before I got the message that I needed to move on. I am the person. I'm working on not being this person every day. I am that person that needs to be slapped around, not physically, right? But I need to have the egg on my face pretty much. I need to be like, dang, again, oh, again. Because experiencing it once is not enough for me. I need to really be embarrassed by your actions for me to finally get it. I don't want to be in that space, right? I want to be able to at least see it just a little touch once or twice, right? I'm curious. And then I'm like, okay, this is not for me. So I get it. I've had many heartbreaks from getting back with my exes. And I'm surprised that my heart still beats. Especially over the past few years. I was taking hits, okay? One situation happened, was that 4 years ago now? 4 years ago, I can't remember. I thought, I'll talk about that one day. Definitely we'll talk about that one day. I didn't think I was going to come back. I didn't think I was going to survive it, is what I'm trying to say. I didn't think I'm going to take my life. It just felt like, I don't think I'm going to survive this, which meant I don't think I'm gonna be able to ever trust again. I don't think I'm gonna be able to leave my house for 2 weeks. I don't know if I'll be able to go to work because I was just so just distraught. Like, just, I felt like everything was taken from me. You know what I mean? So I get it. I've gone back, and really, really, really ugly things happen. So again, you're not alone in this. You're not alone. I love self-reflecting questions though, because they take you on a beautiful, special journey. When I say beautiful, I say this to my clients too. I know they hate when I say this. When I say beautiful, I don't mean like easy, fun, go lucky, it's cozy, it's comfortable. When I say beautiful, it's because of all the things that's involved to get us through to the other side of healing and be able to look back and be like, yeah, I don't want that, and I'm not going to be in that again. And I know how to avoid that in the future, right? So for me, when I say beautiful, it's the, I guess I'll say this, the ugly and the good that's in the space, that's in the process that makes it beautiful, right? So I hope you are enjoying everything that we're talking about. If you got questions, hit me up. Like, let me know. Let me know. I'm here for you. We can keep talking about it. So again, right? Here in the holiday seasons, there's a lot of pressure to be like in love and cozy and matching pajamas and da-da-da-da, right? You get to make your own choices. You get to decide what I want to feel this holiday season. If that's curiosity, if that's clarity, if that's disappointment, if that's settling, right? I know his behavior is bullshit. However, I just really want someone to get through the holidays. I really want that countdown New Year's Day kiss, right? If that's what you really want, then I want you to go out and get that, right? And find time to do these self-reflecting questions to set you up to stop calling your ex because you feel like that's what you need. What you need is to get curious about yourself, set whatever boundary needs to be established, keep that boundary up, right? And have that confidence that I know that you're yearning for, because we're not going to get that confidence when we keep going back to the place that made us feel like we lost it there, right? Does that make sense? Okay. I know we just got through Thanksgiving. I hope you're ready for your holidays. I'm super excited. I'm that person that gets crazy lady, like holiday movies all the time, cookies, everything. I don't even like cookies. I like making them during the holidays. So I will see you in the next episode. You got this. I love you so much. We're going to rock it out. We're going to get through this. Until next time, bye. Thank you for listening to the show, loves. This show was produced by Mackenzie Mazzell and me, Dantea. If you got a question you'd like me to answer, which I know you do, please send it to Dantea@soireesandtherapy.com. That's SOIREES for soirees. When you do that, the answer might just become an episode, and I would love to keep talking about your question. Want to work with me? The link is in the show notes. I'll see you there, and I'll see you in the next episode. Okay,